You running for the presidency of the United States of America. You got my vote. You running for the presidency of the United States of America. What you hiding for?
I have a motto. I eat and drink no for breakfast. Don't hear it.
There are cracks starting to form, and the machine's greatest fear could become realized in just 7 days. Well, I don't know if you knew this because no one's talking about it, because almost certainly the Democratic National Committee, the convention, there's a lot of people very nervous about the DNC. Why are they nervous? Well, obviously they're worried about all those Palestine people, storming their event. They're worried about delegates revolting and having a contested convention. They are absolutely the most terrified of when Kamala Harris opens her mouth. And not for that reason, to talk. Because when she talks, people dislike her. She is one of the most disliked individuals in modern politics. And there are several clips circulating the internet that are absolutely humiliating for her. And we're going to take a look at them because, well, I don't like the woman. If you don't like the woman either, make sure you leave a like. By the way, where's all the media outrage over Google getting caught, allowing her to hijack the brands for her own credibility? Well, we'll get to that later in the video too. The machine's biggest fear will be this happening at the DNC. Here's the full video of Kamala being heckled in Detroit. She looks incredibly angry.
He is elected. If he is elected.
So they're chanting something about Palestine, I assume, and then the crowd, starts chanting her name to drown them out. But then
He is elected. Donald Trump is here because we believe in democracy. Everyone's voice matters, but I am speaking now.
I'm talking now.
Tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations. He intends to cut Social Security
Wait for
and
this
Medicare.
one. Look at this.
He intends to surrender
She can't.
our fight against the climate crisis, and he intends
There's no
to
climate
end
crisis.
the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking.
A black woman is speaking. Look at this woman behind her. Get out. Get out. Man, I thought, what happened to democracy? What happened to democracy? And then we're getting Stephen A. Smith. Huge moron again. But, he's just another all black men are the same and all black people are the same. We should all vote the same kinds. But even Stephen A. Smith, what?
Now, Joe Biden stepped aside as the presumptive Democratic nominee on July 21st. Okay? Now I'm going to look at this right now. I'm looking at my calendar because I just want to make sure. July 21st was a Sunday. We've had 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and 1 day since Joe Biden stepped aside. The only damn place we've seen Kamala Harris is at pep rallies. What's up?
Yeah.
Somebody got to say something. And it can't just be the conservatives. Right is right. I'm talking to my sister here. Come on now. You running for the presidency of the United States of America. You got my vote.
So I'm going to vote for you anyway.
You running for the presidency of the United States of America.
Why? Because you're
what
black.
What you hiding for? And I mean hiding in plain sight. Somebody got to say it.
She's taking after Biden. Everyone can see, everyone can see what they're doing. They're literally just trying to turn her into a generic Democrat so that people can just say, well, I know Donald Trump and I don't like him, so I'll just vote for the Democrat. They know that when she talks, less people vote for her. she knows. Meanwhile, you got Donald Trump tweeting this AI thing. Everyone getting mad. Man, Donald Trump needs to. I'm telling you, he can't come back to acts like he used to. He's going to keep, spamming this stuff out. I think that's good. I don't think we're going to see this. Then another humiliating policy. Confirmed, Kamala Harris now wants to turn America into Venezuela 2.0. Kamala's new, quote, solution to inflation, instead of, not printing money, is that they want government-mandated price controls. I asked Grok what price controls did to Venezuela. Here's what it told me. After the implementation of price controls in Venezuela, primarily under the leadership of Hugo Chavez and continued by Nicolas Maduro, several economic and social consequences emerged. Inflation and hyperinflation. Price controls were intended to make goods affordable for the population, but they led to one of the highest inflation rates in the world. This was partly because setting prices below market value encouraged hoarding, smuggling, and black market activities, where goods could be sold at higher prices. The government's response often involved further controls or nationalizations, which didn't address the root causes, likely currency devaluation and over-reliance on oil revenue. It also caused shortages. The price controls made it unprofitable for businesses to import or even produce goods at controlled prices, leading to widespread shortages on basic goods. You saw how Americans acted when they couldn't get Purell. Wait till they can't get beef. Wait till they can't get apples. Have you looked into canning and jarring, by the way? Look, I'm not saying imminent collapse is tomorrow. There are other channels for that. But I'm saying it's always good to have a few months supply. In particular, I tell people of the stuff that you like. I think it's safe to say you're probably always going to be able to get, rice, although it's always good to keep a little bit extra stuff around. But I like to fill, if you're a meat eater, buy a chest freezer, fill that thing with, buy half a cow, buy half an elk if you can afford it, or slowly stock up, wait for stuff to go on sale, buy it, seal it, freeze it, and just have it. That doesn't hurt because, what I'm doing right now in my house is I'm going through one byproduct of this is at some point that bill's coming due and you're going to have to eat a bunch of chicken thighs that you bought. You're going to have to go through before they're stale. But so what? I still had it. So now I'm cycling through. I'm eating all my older stuff. Some of it got freezer burns. I'm going through that. That's why now I learned to double wrap stuff. But once I get through that, I'll fill it up again just in time for the election. It led to black market smuggling. It led to social unrest and had political implications. I mean, you see Kyle Becker confirmed Kamala Harris wants to turn America into Venezuela. This is what happens when you have a presidential candidate who's an effing idiot. Her own allies have told her, please do not speak to the media. They're begging her not to speak. Kamala's allies urge her not to speak to the media. Amid criticism from Republicans as well as others in the media for not doing any long-form interviews since becoming the Democratic nominee for president, allies of Kamala Harris have reportedly urged her not to. The revelation came in an article from the Wall Street Journal on her possible economic policies that were reported. Harris's ascension to the top of the ticket has energized Democrats, and some allies have cautioned against doing anything that could slow that momentum, including lengthy interviews. Economic advisors to the Harris campaign have also had concerns about her being too detailed in policy proposals, saying that she would possibly open herself up to criticism from Republicans and conservatives in the media. Harris has said she will do one interview before the end of the month, along with agreeing to one of 3 debates Trump had agreed to. Some of her economic advisors on Harris's team include former Treasurer Don't Really Care. Harris has been accused of flip-flopping. It's so frustrating. If you're running for president in this country, you should have to do interviews. Is it that crazy to want that? Is it that crazy? I don't think it should be legal to run a Manchurian candidate. I don't think it should be legal to run a candidate that doesn't have to do interviews. And to be totally honest, it's a good plan for them. Donald Trump is a known. There's only so much he can do right? There's only so much he can do to energize his base. So as long as the Democrats keep Kamala as the default NPC Democrat, she has a very strong chance of winning. I'm sorry. I'm not coping. I'm telling you right now, if you're a Republican, okay, put all your differences aside, vote Trump early in person. All right. Vote early in person. Do it. Then find several other friends and don't wait for someone else to do it. Right. Hey, maybe your wife or your husband isn't very political. Or your kid is old enough to vote and they don't really care about politics. Make them care. Appeal to them. Tell them why it matters. Drive them there. Take them out to a nice steak dinner. You know, all this kind of stuff. Let them go to that concert they wanted to go to. You know, like, I don't care. You're a private citizen. I can't reward people for voting a certain way. All I can do is continue to encourage you. And you see, of course, Palestinians in Gaza will be the first question anyone asks. That's why she's hiding. And that's true. Kamala Harris is literally proposing price controls on food. This is what the Soviets did, and the results would be scarcity and higher costs. I mean, you see, even like everybody who's trying to, these are people that would normally shill for Kamala Harris, right? Gen Z voter stuns MSNBC panel after calling out how Biden-Harris economy sold out young Americans. Quote, why is a one-bedroom apartment $1,600? Rent prices are outrageous. And these jobs, they're bare minimum jobs. I really waited my whole life to do this. Some of the comments, life is unaffordable. No matter how many influencers try to tell you people life is good, it's simply not. The struggle is real. Yeah. You know?
I'm 20 years old. Why is a one-bedroom apartment $600, $1,600? Like, oh my God, for 500 square foot.
One at a time, I said. Yeah.
Look at this guy. He panics. One at a time, I said. One at a time, I said. Please, just one person. Stop agreeing. Stop allowing any semblance of momentum. We must maintain the Kamala nomenon and cacklementum. We must keep telling people to go to Polymarket and look at how people are betting. Oh my God, Kamala Harris has a 54% chance of winning. So? Oh, look at Real Clear polling. Okay, so? If you really want to look at Real Clear polling, again, I'll tell you, Harris is up 0.9 right now. 0.9, okay? That's 6 points behind where Clinton was in 2016 when Trump won, and it's 7 points behind where Biden was. And again, there's still all of August, all of September, all of October, 90 full days still for the Kamala nomenon to fall apart. I don't think they can keep it together this long. A lot of people said, "Oh, it's a bummer that Trump pushed Biden out so quickly." I don't think so. I think 90 days of the media hammering her for not doing an interview will have a negative effect. Or she'll be forced to do an interview to stop it, and that will have a negative effect. I think Trump will get back out there. I think he's going to redouble his efforts. And I think the media will only be able to continue this nonsense only so long. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.